Hello everyone and welcome back to Danganronpalapse with Altroy Galcone. And in this video we are going to continue the journey to Danganronpalapse, and that's the title of the game. And in the previous episode we discovered a bad ending, and apparently Ecopine actually have some future sights, I guess. I mean, he saw what is going to happen in the future, and we are back again to choose the most important part on the investigation, I guess. Anyway, if you do like this kind of content, then be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell so you will not miss out on anything that I put on this channel. Everything is free, you don't need to pay, and by subscribing you make this channel grow and flourish even more. This makes me happy so I can create more content for you to watch. Right. We joined with the journey just after we got the what is it called in English? Some future sites, I would like to call it. But basically, we're about to get attacked in the near future by, if I'm not mistaken, it was Canon, or sorry, not Say, not Canon, because Canon in the future she's already dead, unfortunately. So let's see, maybe we should join Missy first and let's confront Say once again. I felt the sense of deja vu, the announcement urging us to split up, the importance of the decision. But everyone was alive? Did those horrible things actually happen, or did I imagine it? Hey, come on, it's not that hard of a decision. Echo, we need to get moving. Yeah. I could not begin to understand what happened when I went with Missy and Forte. Regardless, I did not want to experience whatever that was again. Instead, I chose to go with Lyle and Canon. Oh, I thought this was going to be a choice, and apparently not. And so we have to go with Canon and Lyle once again. Okay, I'll go with Lyle and Canon. Where's Say actually in this shot? Because yeah, Missy and Forte, they are about to go to what was it? I forgot the name. So what was it? Ashley? No, not Ashley's room. Pandora's room. There you go. I joined Lyle and Canon near the foyer doors. Say joined Missy and Forte on the opposite side of the center glass table. Then there's that. We'll each investigate to our fullest abilities and rendezvous here before 4 p.m. That alright with you, Lyle? Yes, ma'am. Lyle had already begun walking past the doors before she asked. Canon silently matched his pace. I hastened to keep up. We stepped through the doorway into the darkness. And hopefully do not get attacked by Canon in the very end of this video, because that will be just flopping around. But what was going on? I rubbed my shoulder, reaching for the distant pain that haunted only my memories. I glanced back at the other group. Missy gave a small parting wave before turning down the hallway to do her investigation with Forte and Say. It's like nothing happened. I could only hope nothing awful would happen here. Be careful of your wish for, Echo. My eyes adjusted to the dim lighting as we were quickly met with stairs that tumbled down a dark lane. Not a single word was exchanged between the three of us as we trudged down the steps, further away from the foyer's glittering hall. An anxious feeling rose in my stomach as I glanced back at the dying light. The other group was already out of sight. After some time, the foreign floor beneath us revealed itself to us at the bottom of the stairs. The hidden floor we gained access to stood in stark contrast to the previous floors. The lighting was dim, the walls dark and cool. Regardless, it remained decorated with delicate gold furnishing and a familiar service kiosk. An elevator hall divided the room in two equal halves, similarly to the main floor. Hey, looks like we can take this elevator back up to the main wing, huh? Probably, but what's the use of going back now? We made a decision to split up and we need to investigate. Look for an exit. Did that really need to be said? Lyle instructed the two of us, but before anyone could get very far, we could hear the unfortunately now familiar speaker crackle. Huh? So you all decided to split up, huh? That's alright. No sweat off my back, figuratively speaking, obviously. Thanks to your fancy bracelets, I can still locate where you are. There's no escaping for you quite yet. Anyway, I have a very special big motive for you all later, but for now, how about some fun little gifts? Not for everyone, mind you. There will be for Canon and Missy respectively at the nearest kiosk. Grab it if you want, or leave it for someone else to stumble upon. I don't care. At this point, whatever you do is meaningless anyway. So the motive were given to the same people as before. I'll take back with you folks later. Enjoy your investigation. The announcement ended. Lyle went over to the foyer kiosk as directed. Canon hurried to put herself between Lyle and the kiosk. Not so fast! There's no way I'm letting you see whatever this messed up stuff is. How do we know it's going to be bad? Everything in this place has been nothing but bad, genius. What makes you think this is any of your business anyway? Lyle rolled his eyes and left Canon in relative peace, going about his way to search for an exit. I stood by in curiosity as the kiosk printed a small sheet, blank face up. Canon reached the sheet out of the receiver, balls it up in her fist, and stuffs it in her pocket without a glance. I won't fall for any motives if I don't look at the things you was trying to tease me with, right? I guess so. That doesn't mean Missy will get the same idea either, Canon, so I guess you should keep that in mind. If it were anything like Missy's motives, it was likely to be just as disturbing. Let's see. Here's the map of our current floor. Doesn't look like there's much here. Two long halls paralleled each other at the opposite side of the room. Toward the back, opposite of the stairs, were two larger rooms. One, the trophy room, and the other, it's the same as the previous episodes. This room is... I'm trying to figure it out even today. What is this meaning? Oh, sorry about that. Echo chambers, I guess? Still being censored for deliberately, of course. The map of this floor looked the same as the blueprints I saw when I went with Missy and Forte. The other room was still redacted. I wonder what the room is. It doesn't show on the kiosk map. We're here anyway, so we can just visit the room itself to see what it is. We step away from the kiosk to explore the underground floor. And hopefully that the bad ending, we don't get the bad ending because we already have the bad ending. I think this is one of those visual novels that you need to get the bad ending first to get the good ending. As we passed the two side halls, I took a peek in. They were listed as multi-purpose event halls, decorated settings for large gatherings. The large rooms were sparsely decorated with a number of tables and chairs and not much else. The event halls were pretty, but like much of the building, they lacked any sort of quality of life. Canon and I wandered about, but not for very long. Nothing glaringly strange caught our attention. It was as if this place was never meant to be anything more than recreational. The entire time we explored, Canon kept a safe distance from me as I pondered when the best time to make amends. Oh, okay. Lyle was waiting for us back where we started. About time you lot caught up. What did you expect? You didn't demand we all travel blue at the hip. Hey now. The two glared at each other. A palpable tension burned the air. So, did any of you find any sign of an exit? No. The hallway behind me just goes into the shared elevator, not an exit inside. But I haven't looked in either of those rooms yet. One of the rooms is listed as the trophy room, and the other is strangely redacted. Then let's check out the redacted one. My interest is piqued. The three of us approached the unlisted room. Testing, I think they're testing there. Testing gamepad or something? I don't know. Maybe I have to look it up a bit later. There was a metal nameplate on the door, but it was scratched out, the laser engraving lost underneath the messy hacking. Of course, the name is conveniently scratched away. Lyle rattled the doorknob, but it was locked tight, our entry blocked by an active keypad. See? Nothing but bad. The keypad's light indicator was red, waiting for a 6-digit code to unlock the door. Wait, 6 digits? I stared at the keypad for a moment and thought back to the strange experience I had not too long ago. The floor plan booklet listed 5 floors our game was meant to take place in. The details of the 5th floor, our current floor, were torn out. Yet on the booklet's back panel, there was writing pressed in, writing of 251110. What? The code. I think it's 251110. I repeat, what? So, should I try it? It's not like we have any other leads. Are you nuts? No! Why not? Echo, you say you're not involved, but knowing the code to a keypad on a floor we've never been to is pushing it, don't you think? This has to be some kind of trick. You're setting us up for failure in that room. No. I don't know how to explain it, I know. It's just, I have this strange memory. When our group was splitting up, I went with Missy and Forte first and we went to Cyrus' room. It was there I saw writing of 6 digits. Yeah, right. That's awfully convenient information, don't you think? We only split up once. Where did you possibly find the time and means to do such a thing? I wish I could tell you, but I don't know. What happens earlier doesn't make a sense. What happened earlier doesn't make a lick of sense to me either. I mean, there was a body discovery announcement and I think it was you. Stop! Lyle's voice cut the air. Echo, I don't understand you. First you turn everyone against Art, then you do everything to deny Ashley's action against Cyrus? Well, we turn everyone against Art, that we are correct. And then yeah, we deny Ashley's action because we were our friends and we just could not believe that Ashley did the crime. And now you miraculously know the code for these doors we've never seen? Yes. What on earth are you up to? Give me the reason to believe you're not involved. What's stopping me from believing you? What's stopping me from believing you're all part of this act? From not having any remarkable talent to sabotaging the trials at every which way? No, we don't. If we sabotage the trial in the first place, then we all get executed when Art is supposed to be the culprit, but we don't. Okay, you could argue with Ashley, but then again, we still, at the time we could not believe that Ashley is the culprit. I mean, that's just a fireball, isn't it? Hang on. Oh, hang on. What do you have to gain by behaving like this? Is it some kind of twisted ploy to provoke the killing game further? That's enough! You really think I wanted this? Look, I'm just as frustrated as you are. It was never my intention to turn everyone against Art. The circumstance we were in demanded a vote because lets everyone suffer the consequence. You really believe I'm an implicit factor in this game? Don't you think for a second I wanted any of this to happen? I'm still at a complete loss of how I'm even here to begin with. You really think I wanted my best friend to go through the emotional turmoil she went through when she found out I was in the game? I was in this game? You think I wanted her to die protecting me? We're all in pain, and suffering isn't a competition. So I'm sorry that I don't have the answer to any of your questions, but I'm doing my best to combat these desperate feelings. After the second trial, I saw how hurt everyone looked, not just for my sake, but because we've just found ourselves in something horrible and inescapable. I never asked for this ultimate student nonsense, and maybe it was selfish to want to protect Ashley, but what did you expect? You wanted to protect Art, didn't you? Oh, that's nice. called out to Lyle there. The whole first chapter was basically trying to convince him to get out the Lululand, or that's what like the kids these days now call it, the Lululand. Like it's a short term for delusional, but in the second trial, our friends have to make us get out of the Lululand. And yeah, I arguing like this isn't going to solve anything. I don't even know if the code will work, much less know what's in the room to begin with. And I don't expect you to trust me with it, but it's the only thing we have at the moment. Lyle let out a defeated sigh. I'm sorry too. I'm just trying to find a reason why the only person who gave me the time of day had to leave so quickly. His voice dropped to a low whisper. I feel like I let Art down, messed up big time. He was misled by me, thinking Pandora was suspicious. It's my fault, huh? Lyle was no different from me. He was trapped with the impression that his friend's downfall was a direct consequence from his actions. No, it's not as simple as that. Oh. It's not as simple as that. No one is singularly at fault. I won't speak on behalf of Art, but given the threat of danger, I'm sure he just wanted to keep everyone safe. None of us could have known we would end up in this scenario, and Art, least of all, will truly want to cause harm. He strangled Pandora though. I know, there's no denying that. He did what he thought was right to try to end the game. It's hard to say what's right and wrong. We can only move forward with our best judgment learned from what we have experienced. We have to try at least, right? I'm tired, Echo. I can't sleep. Whenever we try to be cautious or take a risk and test the results, test the rules, the situation ends up being the same. We're still trapped and doomed to the responsibility of our past actions. We can't change anything that has happened. Canon stared at the floor absently. Yeah, but there's nothing left to try but this. I just hope you can trust me on this. Alright. Try the code. I nodded and approached the keypad. What was it? Oh, we have to type the key. Okay. 251110. Okay, there you go. The keypad accepted the code and the sound of a latch being released clicked out. It worked! Another crackling in the air interrupted me as I grasped the door handle. Shoot! Did Zero catch us in the act? My heart was racing. Did I accidentally set something off? I paused and the three of us stood with bated breath. Hey, just checking with you all. Having fun exploring the new digs? I bet you are. I have two more fun little gifts for you folks. Forte and Say. The salmon song for the former and for the latter. Nothing. You're kind of significant, so such a gift suits the person, yeah? Wait, it is the song, the salmon song is actually in the background there. Yeah, I can hear it. Can you hear it, chat? Can you hear the voice? It's getting louder, at least in my headset. So Forte and Say, so both of us, both of Missy, Missy, Forte and Say, the three of them now get this unique present. Enjoy this weird tune if you can. It's all in German, so it's nonsense to me. Zero's voice dropped out and the tune carried on, a gentle haunting piano accompanying the droning soft vocals. I could not comprehend what was being said, but the atmosphere the song created was unnerving. Oh, Zero didn't say anything about us entering this room. That aside, neither Lyle or I were recipients of Zero's gift. That's a good thing. Come on, Echo. Let's see what's in there already. Oh, right. Shaking the thought, I pushed the door open with a slow creak. Is it? Oh, what is this? Some kind of coffin there? This is a place where we are supposed to sleep in a cryostasis state, I guess. Upon shutting the door, the ominous song ceased its crooning within the room. We found ourselves in a hexagonal, eerie room with full-length capsule-like objects creating the centerpiece. Standing workstations lined the walls corresponding to the capsule objects on each wall. Miscellaneous monitors and controls filled each section. What is this place? We stepped further in, our footsteps echoing through the chamber. If I had to guess, considering our killing game scenario, one could say the tree ought to be a cold room to store water. Is this the morgue room or something? So, are we be able to see our friends here? You think this is where they are? Well, it will make sense since this place was hidden behind layers of precautionary security, though it's not a very conventional design if that's the case. I inched cautiously toward one of the large capsules. There was a small display monitor at the foot of the closed capsule that read "Stable" in bright green letters. Spotting a small viewing window at the head of the capsule, I suddenly couldn't speak English. Spotting a small viewing window at the head of the capsule, I made my way over and peeked in. Oh, someone there sleeping. I was right, this is supposed to be a cryostasis coffin or something. I staggered back at the sight. I recalled seeing this person's visage when I was with Missy and Forte. What is it? Lyle ran to the window, standing at the opposite side of me. His eyes widened. Is that Pandora? This document says otherwise. Same last name though. Cannon was holding a medical chart that was hanging near the stable indicator. It's her. My voice was barely a whisper. I stared at her. My vision twisted as I felt my heart start racing. The other announcer Forte had discovered, along with Zero's true identity. The other announcer behind the killing game was right in front of me. Lyle paused and took a closer look at the person in the capsule. He took out the secret note he had been holding onto and inspected further. Without a word, he started unlatching the capsule. What are you doing? Are you going to take that person out of the capsule? It's the person behind Eve. There's a pin on her shawl that looks just like the Eve announcer symbol and the symbols on this secret note. She could be dangerous. What if she attacks or something? Whatever, there's 3 of us and only 1 of her. Stay alert. The final latch clicked and the cool air rushed out from the containment unit. We watched in awe as the glass automatically rose. She looked as if she were asleep, a steady, barely noticeable rise and fall of her chest indicating her shallow breath. Then, her eyelids twitched. Oh. How? Her voice was hoarse but familiar. The formerly disembodied voice of Eve was now given a definite face. She reached out, but before she could do anything, Lyle stopped her. Hey, what are you doing? Please, I can't bear being in there a second longer. She murmured wearily as she struggled with enormous effort to pull herself up. Come on, Lyle, give me a hand. Lyle grumbled in dissatisfaction, but helped anyway, guiding Eve out of her containment. She crumpled into the floor, completely fatigued. Oh, attention, le prix ultime, it's in French, I couldn't speak French, oh my god. Le endettement en soit chose adverse. Retourner les personnes immédiatement. Soutien de la vie arrêtera la collecte de droits arrêtera. La reference à Freita? I don't know. Maybe someone in French can translate this, and maybe we are supposed to bring this person back into the container. Are you okay? I'm... She could hardly shake out a response. Then I remembered. Um, Here, if you're hungry. Reaching into my pocket, I've offered her the jam Danish I had saved earlier. She generously accepted it, taking only a few bites before stopping altogether. Oh, Pandora, what have I done to you? A blank, somber stare glazed over her tearful eyes. You're Gaia Esper, right? How do you know? I don't know how to explain. I still didn't know how to reasonably describe the strange occurrence I had experienced earlier that caused me to know things I shouldn't. Wait. Who is this? She's... It's okay. As Echo says, I'm Gaia Esper, Pandora's twin sister, who could not save her. Twin sister? That explained the striking similarity to Pandora. Save her? Does that mean this note was from you in an attempt to contact her? What's your role in the involvement in this game? Hang on, you wanted to save her? I thought since you were the part of the game that, I don't know, you were working against us. With a heavy sigh, Gaia sat herself up against the base of the containment unit. You have a lot of questions. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. Welcome to the tasting chambers. It's a pleasure to meet you all, Echo, Lyle, and Canon. Wait, how do she know every single of us name? Maybe because she looked at the data or something. We gave Gaia some time to regain her strength as she cautiously savored the pastries I had given her. She sat herself in a chair at the small workstation as we idly waited. Lyle was noticeably impatient, Canon still and unreadable. So, who are you in context of this game? Unlike Zero, who controls the many aspects of the killing game, I'm just an overseer. We were able to oversee the entirety of the game from our capacity. Whoever is placed in one of these incubators has the consciousness removed from their body and incorporated to the technology of the facility. I was never originally part of this, but seeing this containment unit as a synonymous framework to collecting data from our consciousness and biopsychology, I was able to wedge my way through the basic functions. But I'm concerned. It was Zero's request to open the foyer doors. I think he wanted you to find me in this room. I'm afraid he has something in store for me. She shuddered at the thought. If what Gaia said was true, even she wasn't safe. Is this a farce? A bunch of lies to make us believe you're not a threat? Oh my god, it's still hot. I'm sorry, I cannot provide more details to convince you. You'll just have to take my word for it. In that case, where is Zero? His body is in one of the other units. However, he is in much worse condition. Gaia pointed at one of the other units on the opposite side of the hexagonal centerpiece. Lyle and I walked over to the unit that was lit. The screen displayed critical in red. Oh, there's a blood on his body there. On his outfit, perhaps? It was as she said, the visage of Zero was in the unit, but his hair and clothing were different, just like in the student profile for Akihiko. It's him. Akihiko Quartz, otherwise known as the ultimate radio host. Zero, the despair program infected version of Akihiko, has control over malicious threats. I seized control over general facilities such as the infirmary in an attempt to make contact with participants. That note, it was Pandora's room gift. Oh, okay, so that's what Pandora tried to keep in. Maybe I know that Pandora was the first victim, but I guess if Pandora was supposed to stay alive up until this point, she's the one who figured out like how to open this testing chamber perhaps. Yeah, this tasting chamber room. Yeah, there you go. I composed the note for Pandora and whoever could recognize the other emblem. Whoever could recognize zeros, or rather, sorry, wrong voice. Whoever could recognize zeros, or rather, Akihiko's quartz emblem. But I haven't had any luck, and I'm not sure Pandora figured it out either. Huh? Gaia doesn't know who the other insider is. Say's profile was attached with this Akihiko's after all. So I guess Say was supposed to be the other insider as well. Cyrus is a suspect, but I guess that doesn't really work because Cyrus, the whole idea Cyrus was going mad in chapter 2 is he got betrayed by the whole organization. Wait a minute. I heard Canon's hush muttering. Well, what are we waiting for? Huh? Why don't we just release him from the unit and be done with this game? I don't think that's how it works, considering he is in a much worse condition, just like Gaia said, and maybe it's one of those things like maybe Gaia is still, she's still injured, but she's still, no, not injured, but the whole containment, the I don't know what to say. I suddenly have no idea what to speak. But basically, the coffin that she slept in told that she's still in good condition, but otherwise Akihiko isn't. But yeah, I guess what will happen is if we take out Akihiko right now, he will just die, I guess. That is not advice. That's just Akihiko's body. The whole operating the game is zero. A fourth consciousness of Akihiko that has been merged with the despair program. I don't know how Akihiko's real consciousness is faring. I worry he's too far gone. If we release him, it's possible Zero could malfunction, but it also could kill the host conscious. So what? A small price to pay for all the hell he put us through. No, please! It's not him! It's the default. It's the fault of the despair program. The preservation project. The ultimate prize. Oh, I guess that's going to what is, sorry, let me put my thoughts in for 2 seconds. Maybe that's the ultimate prize. We are going to put in this cryostasis mode, and we are going to be the next mastermind. I guess that was going to happen. That's the ultimate prize. Yeah, I was right at all. I was correct. All of this, a charade conducted with appalling precision for the purpose of the ultimate prize, a complete and utter hoax. It's a hoax? I recalled what I heard earlier before I found myself back at the group split decision. The ultimate prize is freedom, right? Yeah, that's the word there. That's the ultimate prize is your freedom. See the sentence that I'm creating there. That's a ambiguous sentence. It's not most of you will think that the price is your freedom, in that we can get out. But in reality, what will happen is the price is your freedom. It meant that you are being put in this this coffin and put in a cryostasis mode and become the mastermind, next mastermind even. The ultimate prize, you don't want it. What is the ultimate prize? Not a second after. Ooh, wow. Not a second after my hush question did a booming clang sound through the halls. The lights went out. Look. Oh my god, we are going to be killed again. Are we going to get the bad ending again? No! Darkness, Lyle's gift, direct from his fears to you. Direct from his fears to you. Only murder will lift the darkness. The ominously short announcement cut out, and we were left to wallow in the void. The room was blanketed with a black velvet. I could not even see my own hand in front of my face. What? How is anyone meant to see anything in the darkness, let alone do something as calculated as murder? Yeah, this is Danganronpa 2 all over again. Yeah, by the Project Eden Garden Chapter 1, by the end of this, someone's going to die. Calm yourself. He will not cut all the power if his former body is still in the containment unit. Are you sure? Wait, that aside, Lyle, Canon, are you okay? There was no response from either of them. However, I heard sharp, haggard breaths beside me. It sounded like he was having a fit. His voice was tight. Lyle, are you okay? It's dark. I can't. Hang in there. As a flash briefly bled through the darkness, my eyes adjusted to the brightness and I could see the silhouette of Gaia standing some feet away from me, holding the light. This should help. A flashlight and an emergency kit below my capsule. Yes, thank you. I took the flashlight and directed the beam toward the wall, allowing the light to bounce and disperse itself for a little more illumination. Come on. Deep breaths. His breaths were broken, but he was making an effort to control his breathing. I tried to comfort him, rubbing his trembling back as he tried to steady himself. As Gaia and I gave Lyle a quick look, I noticed something strange. Wait, where's Canon? Canon! I called out to her, but got no response. Did she get lost? Damn, she has to be up to no good. As much as I could not help but jump into the same conclusion, I felt there had to be another reason for her disappearance. Don't say that! As much as we all hated to see the truth in the first trial, Canon still helped us, and she even gave me the group photo she took after Ash's trial. She probably went to look for the other three. How could she possibly see in the pitch darkness? Why didn't she just sit still and do nothing like she always does? I can't say. I just hope she doesn't do anything outrageous. Or she will do something really outrageous, like killing, for example. Sure, but there's no telling what could happen to her though. Dead body? A dead body announcement? A body has been discovered on the trial grounds. Oh my god. Is it Forte? Missy? Canon, did you go out there and then attack both of them and say as well? Just as Zero said, the lights returned after the announcement of a body discovery. You will be granted a period of investigation and then we will begin our class trial. No way. I did not want to believe it, but the game carried on to take another victim. I gulped. Gaia, do you know who was killed? Gaia shifted nervously. I cannot see anymore. After being removed from the containment unit, I can only do as much as you participants can. That is, until I can gain control from the systems here. Gaia quickly made herself busy at the workstation, familiarizing herself with the programs once more. This can't be happening. So, we have to go up there. I don't know what we will find, but another death. What else could occur in this darn place? I didn't care for the indignation of his tone, but Lyle was right. At this point, it would be foolish to expect anything less than that. However, I just wanted to know that whoever remained was still safe. Let's go. We should try to rendezvous with whoever is left. What about her? Can we trust any... What about her? Can we trust that she doesn't try anything funny? Gaia was deep in thought, her attention fixed to the workstation near Zero's. Go ahead! I've been investigating this group for some time. There's still much to learn from you. I'll do what I can to shore up information. Don't worry about me. I'll be on my own. But I know better than to let my guard down. Gaia was focused on the workstation, data filling the monitors with lines and lines of who knows what. It didn't seem like she would be moving soon, so Lyle and I left her to her work. Okay, be careful. Thank you. Lyle and I darted out of the testing chambers, making haste for the elevator. Come on! What is it? The elevator isn't working. We can't wait around for the elevator. Let's just head up the stairs. Hurry! She better not be conniving with Zira after all. Lyle growled to himself, but I didn't reply. It was impossible for me to say whether or not Gaia was truly on our side It was impossible for me to say whether or not Gaia was truly on our side or not, but after freeing her from her captivity, I had a feeling she wasn't hostile. I sighed. Regardless, there were more immediate pressing matters to attend to. Taking an about face, we rushed through the hall and back up the stairs. Returning to the foyer, we were met with a troubling sight. Oh, glasses? Wait, Missy? Mrs.? No. The body's on the trial room, not in the foyer. So yeah, Missy is still alive, I hope. Yeah, I hope so. I guess Missy was wounded, and yeah, I think this is the reason why we could not get into the elevator, because Missy's body was basically held the elevator door. As we closed in on her, the first thing I noticed was the large slash that was cut into her chest. Her drooping body was held upright against the elevator door jammed between the elevator cab and foyer, preventing the doors from shutting. Shoot! We rushed to her side, all while maintaining a cautious distance from her unmoving body. I reached for her glasses and noticed her bracelet. Lyle, before we jump to any conclusions, I was concerned, of course, but I drew Lyle's attention to her wrist. Yes, she's still alive. The small bracelet was still rose gold. Phew. She's not the victim, but what happened to her? And why did the body discovery announcement go off? She's alive, right? Get her up and let's find out. Lyle kneeled down, trying to wake her from whatever daze she was Lyle kneeled down, trying to wake her from whatever daze she was in as I returned her glasses. Her eyes fluttered and she groaned, twitching toward the deep cut in her chest. Missy! Oh, Echo and Lyle? Come with me! Her eyes snapped open and she leapt into the elevator, clicking the button for the trial grounds. We gave chase and rumbled to the requested floor. Forte, say, are you guys alright? Upon arrival, we were met with another gruesome encounter. Forte died! No! Forte died. Oh, there you are, say. Oh, you're still alive, thank goodness me. What happened to you two? Did another confrontation between you two guys? Forte's body was covered in blood and say, and where's Canon as well? We haven't seen her yet. Forte's body was covered in blood and say, stained with the liquid as well, was sitting on the floor in an emotionless daze, staring at him. Oh my god. Yeah, Forte's photo is already here as well. Forte, yeah, everyone who died, both the victim and the culprit as well, all of them are here. She said nothing as the three of us surround Forte's body. His bracelet was tinged with the sickening bright pink color that indicate his death status, as if the pools of blood didn't indicate it clearly enough. What happened when we split up? A thought Lisbon painted Missy's face as she took in the scenery. We whipped around to glare at the most damning person, the ones drenched in blood. What? Say's detached expression told us nothing, or perhaps everything. I'm sorry. I have no idea what happened. You better not be lying. I'm not. Missy flinched and tenderly tried to cover her wound. Investigate as you wish. I won't stop you. I need to clean this up. Missy tottered through the elevator and into the infirmary on the other side, leaving us with the victim and Say. So, care to share everything, Say? She doesn't want to. She's still shocked over Forte's death. Didn't think so. This is a mess. No kidding. Is it really up to us to investigate? We were just about the furthest away from the crime. How could we begin to infer what occurred 4 floors above? It's only up to us. Does it look like either Say or Missy are going to fess up? They're covered in blood. Yeah, you're right. At the very least, we were together with Gaia, so that solidifies our alibi somewhat. But the other people here, they don't know Gaia existed, so that could be an alibi for them as well to try to sabotage our effort to find out who killed Forte. Having said that, Canon was still nowhere to be found. Could it be? Then let's get to it. Yeah, we have to find Canon first. I guess Say doesn't want to speak with us. Say was motionless and expressionless. She didn't dare to look at anything except the body that lay before her. I didn't know where to begin with questioning her. I did not want to suspect her, but it was difficult to think otherwise. She didn't appear to make any attempt in hiding. She did not appear to make any attempt in hiding her involvement either. I stammered for a minute before giving up entirely. So, what's the big idea, Say? She still doesn't want to answer. Saying nothing just makes you more suspicious, you know. Well, it certainly doesn't make her any less suspicious either. Sure, but blood makes a compelling case in favor of suspicion of murder. Thanks for nothing. We only can discuss with Lyle. Maybe it's time to investigate Forte's body first. The dagger? What's this? What is this? Behind Forte's head was a sizable pool of blood. It's possible he fell backwards and the back of his head split from impact. The thought was upsetting. Oh, maybe this is his scarf and yeah. Oh, what happened? Another human wood and a dagger. Yeah, maybe he fell and then snapped his neck. And that was that. Okay, what about the dagger though? Forte's body was lying face up, with a familiar dagger stuck in his abdomen. That's Darling's dagger. If this scenario were anything like the scenario when I went with Missy to investigate, I could only assume the dagger came from her possession. But why did Missy herself suffer a huge slash? Yeah, but I guess someone steals her weapon and slashes her and causing the wound. I think that's the only thing that I could think of. Abdomen wound. But yeah, Forte is stabbed multiple times instead of just once. It looks like he was stabbed multiple times before the culprit plunged the dagger firmly in one spot. Surrounding the dagger stuck in his body, Forte had several tears in his shirt, exposing the lacerations in his abdomen underneath. The lacerations were noticeably clustered around the abdominal area. Nothing left? Okay, try to look and too, but we already have an alibi with Lyle. Any thoughts? Just the one. Let's say he's the culprit. Seems plainly clear enough, but does that seem like something she will do? Well, who knows? It's likely that while the other group was investigating, something occurred that provoked her. Oh, I figured you might know a little more about her since you two have been talking lately. It's nothing like that. She doesn't talk much. I usually just think out loud to her. As for now, how she might behave, I can't put a pin on her. So excluding the obvious potential culprit, I'm up a creek. It was only understandable that both of us were stumped. We'll see what changes when Canon shows up. Dead or alive, that is. Yeah, we still have to find Canon. We have no idea where she is. Maybe, yeah, I guess there's nothing left to investigate, so yeah, we have to continue with this one and find Canon. The scene was gruesome. Despite that, there didn't seem to be much of note. Did you find anything? To say I have even half an idea of what happened would be a stretch. There's very little to draw conclusions from. Well, except for Lyle and I looked at Say. Forte's body says bloodied state and an essentially locked room. It could not be more straightforward. I can't believe this. Is there even a victim report? Maybe if we return to the foyer, we'll find one printed from the kiosk. I'd like to see the victim report as well. I'm displeased to say that I'm unaware of what happened here. So, what happened to you? What caused the wound, Missy? You're definitely under attack by someone, that's for sure. Missy returned to the trial grounds from the infirmary, a gauze dressing covering the inflicted wound. As Missy scanned the bloody scene once more, her downcast gaze paused to meet Say's. Say, why don't we get you cleaned up? No, that could be an evidence as well. We are not supposed to clean the evidence. Say could possibly, kill him or something. But after saying that doesn't make any sense, because if this was Say that did it, I don't think she tries to cover up. And sorry, let me rephrase the sentence that I'm about to make. But if it was indeed Say, then she could have done even much better than just simply sitting around and just looking at his body. That's my theory. I guess that Say is supposed to be this game's version of Mikan, but that's a very far-stretched idea. Yeah, she's basically like Mikan without any of the fan service. You're being awfully casual with the culprit. Missy did not respond. She offered her hand to Say, who stiffly reached up to receive it. The two of them left the crime scene without a word. Are we supposed to stop them? Well, it's not like they will get very far. I don't even know where to start on how strange this all is. Let's just get down to the foyer and find the victim report. There's no use standing around a dead body. Zero probably has to clean this place up for the trial anyway. I nodded. Lyle started toward the elevator as I glanced at Forte's body one last time. Yeah, fun fact, he's actually one of my personal favorites in this game. We took at the elevator back down to the foyer once more, even though I know I should not have picked anyone with musical ability, because most of the time those people didn't make it all the way until the very end. Yeah, most of them did not make it all the way to the very end. Arriving at the foyer, Lyle went straight for the main kiosk. I stepped out to follow, but stopped at a familiar sight. Oh. A familiar photograph of Darling was on the floor. He had a small puncture at the top of it. Huh? I've seen this before. It was the same photograph Missy received for her special gift, but this time I wasn't with her when she received it. However, I noticed that the wall near the elevator had a similarly small puncture that matched the photograph. Oh yes? We didn't see the interior of the elevator, so I have to take the game's word for this. I can't see the picture again to investigate it. Could it be the two punctures in the wall and the photograph could be indicative of when Missy pinned the photo on the wall with Darling's dagger like last time? But if the photo is on the floor, a puncture is in the wall, and the dagger is in a different place, then someone must have taken the dagger out of the wall. What did it mean, if it meant anything at all? Okay, so maybe the no, that's the dagger weapon. The dagger the dagger ended up in Forte's body, so yeah, definitely either someone took it and stabbed Forte, or Forte for some reason tries to defend himself but got defeated in the process. Hey, Echo, the victim report is over here. Sorry. Coming. I hustled over to Lyle as he waved the postcard-sized black sheet. Okay, let's see. Monokuma found the victim's body was discovered on the trial grounds. The estimated time of death is 13:45. Wait, yeah, I'm just curious like you, Echo. Is that it? There's no wounds? Like, oh, the victim was stabbed in the chest or something. Or this victim was shot in the head or something like that. But yeah, apparently that's it. You're telling me this is completely useless. It doesn't even say cause of death. Maybe I don't know I'm trying to say the word, but because this is on YouTube, I can't say the word. But you know what I'm meaning. It's the S word. Yeah, it's all dodgy. I wonder if Gaia has something to do with manipulating the report. You think she had something to do with it? Well, I'm not ruling out the possibility. While Gaia allegedly lost her overseer visibility, it might be possible she had the capability of manipulating the report from the workstation. I grumbled at the thought of another suspicious act. Oh, that reminds me. Canon is still absent. I hope she's okay. She must be. If she were dead, another victim report would have turned up. Well, that's not very comforting. After our brief discussion about the victim report, Missy and Sei emerged from the living quarters, meeting us in the foyer. Sei's expression remained as somber as before. Missy's eyes were shifting with unease. The two of them might have cleaned up the mess on the scene before, but whoever was going through their minds continued to darken their faces. The trial might start any minute now. Let's use our time wisely to get information out of those two. Yeah, Sei, what happened? Sei, what happened? Did you have an altercation with Forte? Are you okay? Did you get hurt or anything? No, I'm fine. You're fine? Sei nodded. That's good to hear. Why do you care? Well, you're safe, that's always good news. So she came out of that mess completely unscathed, unlike Missy, who received a nasty scar, and unlike Canon, who was completely missing. What was going on? Did you have anything to say about being at the crime scene? Do you have anything to say about being at the crime scene? No, it should be crystal clear what happened there. You say that, but... Sei closed her eyes and turned away, ending the conversation promptly. I could not bring myself to believe it. But what? There's nothing more to be said about this, is there? Yeah, Sei, that's what I'm thought. That is what I'm thinking as well. She's asking for this. There should not even be a trial for something as clear as this. No, there should be a trial. We don't even know if Sei is indeed the actual culprit, or even if she did if she confessed, we should have a proper trial to find out that if she is really being the culprit or not. I just don't want to jump to any hasty conclusions, okay? We might suffer the consequence of a poor decision if we go to the most obvious. We had to be careful. The trial was our only chance to clear the confusion, even it did look clear as day. Yeah, Missy, are you alright? I'll survive. Fortunately, the cut wasn't too deep. That's a relief. What happened? To be honest, I haven't the foggiest. I can hardly even recall how I ended up where I did. Start from the top. What did your group do when we split up? We visited Cyrus' room as a group to gather information. I used the dagger pommel to knock the doorknob and unlatch the lock. Inside, we found files about the preservation project, a class dossier detailing our backgrounds, and some flora plants for the area you visited. After exhausting the files of information, we visited the trial grounds, thinking we could confront the one administering this game. However, Zero was nowhere to be found. We had hit a dead end. Figures? Whoa. Mrs. Story line up with striking similarity to what she did when I explored the main floor with her and Forte. If this was true, it's likely I know exactly what information was detailed thanks to this strange occurrence I experienced. While we were idling in the trial grounds, the motives directed at Forte and Sei came into play. Forte had a bit of sorrowful look about him, and when he heard the song. Forte had a bit of a sorrowful look about him when he heard the song, and she got nothing. We had hit a dead end. We searched the most damning place we could in our area, and still yet nothing cropped up. That said, I decided to employ what I learned about Sei from the files. She has some connection to Zero. There you go. That is my hypothesis as well. Sei had to do something about this game. Sei knows Zero? Oh yeah. The only ones who knew about Sei and Zero were the ones who stayed in the foyer and investigated Cyrus' confidential information. Yes, I pleaded for her to share what she knew. That she should. Yes, I pleaded for her to share what she knew. That she should admit it for the sake of escaping our enclosure. But rather than assisting, it appears she snuck the dagger from my possession and lashed out at me. Sei attacked you? I'm afraid so. I must have said something wrong to provoke her. At that point, all I can recall is stopping back from the sudden offense as Forte put himself between me and Sei. She made a threat to harm herself, directing the dagger at herself, after which Forte made a move to take the dagger, but seeing as she's unharmed, it was a false alarm. I probably hit my head or something because I must have blacked out until you came. Missy trailed off. It was discomforting seeing so unsure. As far as your admission goes, Sei was the last one wielding the dagger, the very same one that is planted in Forte's body right now. That is correct. Oh, no, I don't want to save the game right now. There doesn't seem to be any other conclusion here, is there? This is essentially a locked room murder with only one possible culprit. It will be difficult to contest otherwise. I just will not be able to sit with myself if I really did cause her to spiral this far. Her voice cracked with remorse. I wanted to reassure her that it wasn't her fault, but I didn't want to lie and let anyone down. The situation was getting more and more bleak by the minute. By the way, where is Canon? Wish we could tell you. Looks like you didn't see crawling around up here either. She disappeared while we were investigating beyond the foyer doors. can't say where he ran off to though. I see. Her absence during I see. Her absence during this trial is quite disconcerting. Not to mention, I don't seem to have the revolver in my possession anymore. Missy reached into her inner coat pockets and came up short. You have got to be kidding. So the revolver was missing. That, along with Connell's absence, was cause for concern. What did you two learn in the sequestered floor beneath us? Well, the rooms below are the trophy room and testing chambers. We did not explore the trophy room, but from the outside look of it, it's just a display area for hunting game. However, we found the physical body of Zero and Eve, or Akihiko Quartz and Gaia Esper, in the testing chambers. Oh, so you've learned their identities as well? Yeah, you don't seem surprised. Those two students' profiles were also in the class dossier. Why they were included when they aren't participants is beyond me. You think that kind of information will be better hidden? Other than that, we didn't find much else of note. I see. And none of you were near the crime scene at all. Yeah, we were basically on the other side of the building. No, when the blackout occurred, we were immobilized, stuck in the testing chambers until lights returned. There was a blackout? Sorry. There was a blackout? I had no idea. It must have hit when I was in my daze. I can't help but think I caused a snowball effect with Sei, resulting in Volta's death. Missy grumbled under her breath. She was visibly trying to wrap her around what we learned. After learning about the details of Missy's side of events, these things were gotten more and more tangled up. Echo, a word? After talking to Missy and Sei, Lyle and I shuffled off for a sidebar. I wonder what could have put everyone in such precarious situations. Never mind that. We have a very clear culprit here, don't you agree? If we point out who it is right away, the answers will come spitting out. I don't know if it's as simple as you think it is. Don't get all contemplative on me. Look, it's dangerous to make assumptions. I don't want to suffer a needless consequence if we can help it. I get that, but don't discount a healthy suspicion. There's no use in blindly following someone's word and word alone. Especially when one's adrenaline starts messing with the perception of the situation, facts can get muddled up. Agreed. We've experienced it personally. Lyle and I were on the same page, although our approaches were different. The only thing we had going forward was our intuition. We have to put our heads together. We won't get anywhere if we don't work together. I hope I can count on you for help. Likewise, but I can't promise anything. Where on earth is Canon though? Last I recalled, she has been acting a little worrisome since last night, and I don't think it helped her frustration that you tried to take her camera. Lyle shot me a dark look for a second before casting his gaze under heavy eyelids. She's not the most trustworthy, okay? Running around doing who knows what. Though I should not stir the pot, I suppose. I sighed. I could not disagree with Lyle's sentence, but Canon did make an attempt to cheer me up somewhat. I could not flat out accuse Lyle. I could not help but think her behavior was the result of me rejecting her photograph. That is time, folks. Class trial time. The elevator will take you all to the courtroom once everyone has entered. Not that there are much of you left. So I guess Canon will be appearing in the trial just like what Ashley did in the chapter 2. The four of us stalked into the elevator once more, the door sliding to a close as we anxiously stood by for whatever discoveries we would make in the courtroom. Canon? Oh. We stood in the elevator cab, unmoving. Jeez, what is going on this time? The door slid open once more. Ooh. How do you get here, Canon? elevator. The doors finally closed and the elevator began to move. She was alive, thankfully. Canon! Where in the world have you been? Oh, she didn't want to answer it, so I guess we have to find out in the trial. We did not hear a single breath from her. Her silence was deafening. She faced away from the rest of us, completely unreadable. Canon was alive after all. But her behavior after last night and her absence during this whole mess, it was worrisome. Canon, I whispered, but she did not react at all. Canon made a haunting re-entry. Given what we knew about a revolver gone missing and Canon's disappearance from the testing chambers moments before the body announcement, was I too late? Was this my fault? Oh, okay, so chapter 3 ends here just before the start of the trial itself. So yeah, let's move on into chapter 4, I guess. Didn't expect chapter 4 and here. Sorry, chapter 4, chapter 3, I mean. Sorry, maybe I should save here just for the sake of it. No, sorry. Save. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess this is about to start the class trial, so I guess I should end this video right here. I'm sorry that this is a sudden announcement, so yeah, thank you so much for watching for this episode. It has been a really interesting development for this one, and yeah, let's move on into chapter 4, and that's going to be in the next episode of Danganronpalapse. Thank you so much for watching. This is also going to sign it off, and I'll see you in the next videos. Take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.